Is Hallmark addicted to When Calls the Heart? Season 13 is practically knocking. All right, let's be real. Does Hallmark even know how to let go of a hit show? We're barely 2 episodes into Season 12 of When Calls the Heart, and boom, Season 13 is already casting a shadow. Industry insiders aren't whispering anymore. They're practically shouting, "It's happening." Honestly, are we surprised? Hallmark thrives on heartwarming small-town drama, and this show has been serving it up since 2014 with no signs of slowing down. The formula is simple: cozy vibes, enough longing glances to last a lifetime, and emotional cliffhangers that keep fans coming back for more. With Season 12 in full swing, major plot lines are unfolding. Lucas is moving on, Rosemary is taking over the airwaves, and Elizabeth and Nathan are wrestling with Jack's secret. It's no wonder Season 13 is already creeping in through the back door. But here's where things get interesting. A recent issue of Production Weekly casually listed When Calls the Heart Season 13 alongside other Hallmark projects. While Hallmark hasn't made an official announcement yet, the same issue also included major titles like Netflix's Black Dove Season 2 and Three Body Problem Season 2. That makes this leak seem pretty legitimate. And just in case you were wondering, yes, Hallmark is also cooking up more. We've got Chicken Sisters 2, because one round of fried chicken-fueled drama wasn't enough. True Justice 2, probably promising even truer justice. And Haunted Harmony Mysteries, Death in D Minor, which, let's be honest, is an amazing title. Right now, details on Season 13 are as murky as a coal mine, but Season 12 is laying plenty of groundwork. Will Elizabeth and Nathan finally get their act together? Will Rosemary's radio show evolve into Hope Valley's first ever podcast? Will little Jack get a storyline beyond just being adorable? The suspense is real. And what about a Christmas special? No word yet, but considering we haven't seen a spin-off since Season 8, it's best to keep expectations in check. That said, When Calls the Heart has always nailed one thing: heartfelt stories about love, family, and community. If you saw When Calls the Heart Season 12, Episode 11, then you already know. This one hit differently. Elizabeth has always been the soul of Hope Valley, but this time it was the town showing up for her. Little Jack's life was on the line, and no one was about to let Elizabeth face that alone.
There's nothing I love more.
This episode was an emotional roller coaster. A sick child? That's tough. But throw in the historical reality of a 1920s diabetes diagnosis. That's next-level heartbreak. Back then, insulin was practically science fiction. May stumbling across that research article was the closest thing to a miracle.
I still have some influence.
And let's talk about Hope Valley. When times get hard, they come together. May and Mike racing to Toronto, Rosemary helping Elizabeth craft a desperate plea for help, neighbors setting up a meal train. This is the small-town magic that When Calls the Heart does best. The gut punch moment, the hospital refusing to send medicine for just one patient. Bureaucracy was just as cruel back then, but Faith and Rosemary weren't having it. If they needed 10 patients to justify the shipment, they'd find them. This episode was more than just good television. It was proof that Hallmark can deliver high-stakes drama without losing its signature warmth. 12 seasons. That's an eternity in TV years. In an era where shows get axed faster than you can say low ratings, When Calls the Heart just keeps thriving. Why? 2 words: Erin Krakow. Jack Wagner, who plays Bill Avery, summed it up perfectly. He's been on Melrose Place and The Bold and the Beautiful. He knows a thing or two about hit shows. According to Wagner, when people love the lead, they invest. And that's exactly what Hardy's, yes, the fandom has a name, have done with Elizabeth Thornton. They're not just watching her story, they're living it. Could the show survive without Elizabeth? Creator Brian Bird says yes. But does he want to test that theory? Not a chance. Elizabeth isn't just the heart of When Calls the Heart. She is the heart. For all its strengths, When Calls the Heart has a glaring issue. It's obsessed with only a handful of characters. Season 12 started off promising, with a real sense of community. Lucas and Lee were working on the National Park project, Henry and Joseph were launching a hazelnut business, and even Florence and Ned got caught up in a comic book debate. But before you could get too attached to those side stories, the show did what it always does: shifted focus entirely to Elizabeth, Nathan, Allie, and Rosemary. Nathan and Elizabeth's slow-burn romance? Great, but at what cost? Lee has barely existed this season. Henry, once one of the most complex characters, has been reduced to spouting life lessons instead of actually living them. Rosemary, normally a delight, has been meddling so much it's gone from charming to exhausting. Remember when she teamed up with Fiona on the daily dialogue? That felt fresh. That gave her something to do. And what about Henry and Joseph's business idea? That storyline vanished faster than a Hope Valley snowfall. Emily showed promise as a young entrepreneur, and Henry was actually proud of her. But that subplot got locked away somewhere. And let's not even start on how little screen time Faith has gotten. Angela Canfield's struggle about whether to leave for a school for blind students should have been a major storyline. This is exactly the kind of representation that TV desperately needs. Instead, the show has barely touched it. Season 13 is creeping up, and you already know it's bringing more romance, drama, and emotional gut punches. But the real question is, what do you want to see? Should more characters get the spotlight? Should Hallmark shake things up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. Hope Valley never sleeps, and neither do we.